Hi, and welcome to the first week, finally, of me picking an eyeshadow palette a week and seeing if I can get original looks for every day of the week. I've decided to start with Maybeline The Nudes, just because this eyeshadow palette to me is the drugstore nude eyeshadow palette I feel like everyone owns at some point. It's not the best, though some people, you know, swear by it, but it is the palette to me, at least personally. I've done this eye look from it. I had to work it a bit to get this eye look as like a slightly nighttime smoky look, but I did it. I did have to work a bit. That's what I think is the thing with this palette I've found, is you have to work a bit. So I prefer to use other palettes that blend easier, are creamier, but you can use it. And I guess I will see over this week how much I can get use out of it. You would have seen me following the instructions from the back of it in the previous video. They'll link up here. I was already playing around with it for this video at the time when I got the call that I would be working from home. So, well, I'm finally back at work and finally gonna test it out. The lipstick I have on at the moment is a combination of the Vela Lips, Australis Vela Lips in Melbourne, and NYX's Glam Lip Gloss Aqua Looks in Disco Playground. I quite like Vela Lips. They are a little thick, but you know, as you will. So the first lipstick for this week is the Revlon Colourburst Lip Butter in 001 Pink Truffle. I think it's a little dark, but it doesn't go on super dark on the lips or obviously on this swatch. So I think it will be fine for work. It's a little bit more mauvey than the other one I've picked, but I'm trying to do different shades and different brands. The second is the, who are you? I think it's Loreal, RIche in Eva's Nude. This is a little bit more of a brownie kind of nude, more peach toned. It's not really brown, it's a peach, and it's that one there. I'm trying to go for like the butter stick sort of lipsticks for this week, just to show, just because I want to stick with those. They're both good nudes to me. I've used them both in the past and I quite like them. So those will be those two this week. And sorry, I just added the gold to the black. So that's the gold added to the black, so you can see how I made this lips I'm wearing. Finally, my red for this week and next week and maybe the week after is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Lipstick in 116 Temptation. This was my first red lipstick, not this tube exactly, but this was my first red lipstick that I think I was known for in high school. That's the swatch there. As you can see, it's a nice rich red. It goes on super consistent. See how these two are a bit patchy and almost glossy in how they behave? This is glossy in its finish, but it goes on really consistent. It gives really good payoff. I really loved this lipstick over the years, so I wanted to start with it because to me, this is the red lipstick. I've since got better ones and high-end ones, and I have different red lipsticks I love for different reasons as well, but I felt like it was only fair I started with my first and my favorite. But yes, basically how this will work is following this will be photos or videos of me before and after work and talking about how they behaved, and then at the end a wrap up about how they all behaved, whether I liked them, whether I would think that it would be the eyeshadow palette. If I had to pick one eyeshadow palette, if they would be that palette, would I be okay if that was the only eyeshadow palette I owned? I have a feeling I already know the answer to this one from playing around with it, from following the back instructions, from all of that. I think I already know the answer for this, but I'm going to give it a try. Give it those 5 days or 4 maybe, and see if at the end of it I've changed my mind. We will see. So once again, this has done the thing where all the eyeshadow has gathered right in that crease line. See the very stark line? I think it might be the primer though. The primer is gonna run out soon, so I'll be using a different one soonish. So hopefully that takes care of that. The lipstick did a little better in not creating the smell line. I mean, it's still there, but a bit of it I think is just a water bottle cutting into the foundation, which is not the best foundation, but it's super convenient. But yeah, end of day one. We're a bit crazy, but we'll live with it. So today was a video conference day, not an actually going to work day. So you can't really see in this camera, but my blush is a bit heavier for that. The lipstick sort of bled more today than it did the other day, which is a bit odd. No ring because I don't drink out of a water bottle. When I'm at home, I drink out of a cup with a straw. The eyes did budge a bit, but they haven't weirdly settled in the crease. Again, I think it might be the primer I'm using at work, but oh well. But yes, other than that, it did pretty well today. So I literally just touched my eyes and it came off like this, that crease line. I think I just need to chuck out that primer and get a new one. Yeah, the eyes did the thing. This is doing it worse than the NYX did. Sorry, my cat wants my attention because I'm home. It's doing it worse than the NYX palette did. Like, it's not sort of absorbing into it and it's just weirdly shifting. It'll be interesting to see how it behaves with a different primer though. I think I need to just toss this primer and get a new one. The lips are fine. They're chill. They're good. Yeah. I'm so greasy. You know, until like the literal train ride home, it actually wasn't doing the weird crease thing that bad. It's just, yeah, in the last bit it did. Need to switch primers. I have brought a new primer. I haven't put it in the bag. Sorry, I have a puppy fussing on me down here. But other than that, the red lipstick did the like line thing, but I kept covering it up with powder, so that worked okay. I did fairly well. Today was another at home but a video call day. You can't see the eye makeup. It's actually not too bad. I'm a very shiny though. I did go out shopping and I haven't added more powder. It's the eye makeup just isn't too bad. You just can't see it. The lipstick did fine. It's fine. Yeah, I was starting to run out of creativity at this point. That palette is very like just brown. It's just a nude palette. So it is the end of the week and I am finished with this palette, which is the Maybeline Nudes. It was so hard to work with, I have to say. Like, every day I think my eyeshadow ended up looking a bit meh because I just gave up. It does this thing where it's not super pigmented, but it also doesn't blend out as well. So you have to really like build up the color. But if you make any mistakes while doing that, it just becomes so hard to buff out. It doesn't have really high pigmentation. So you have to really build it up, and it doesn't blend super nice either. So you have to really work it to get it to places. It did like everyday work looks a lot easier than it did the like night looks. It was fairly easy to do a work look. You just basically put a base down or didn't put a base down, put like one of these, buffed them out with one of these, and then used one of these on the lid, or you know, whatever. You could do a bit of a liner thing with this black or this brown. You put these in the inner corner. If you wanted a particularly natural look, you put them right in the center and did like a kind of and you spread these to the either corners. It did do work looks fine, but there are other palettes that I feel do similar better. And I looked up to see if this was still available, and everywhere I would normally buy makeup, it wasn't. I did find it on Amazon though, for $67. These are like $20 eyeshadow palettes here, maybe 25. I don't know, I never paid full price on them. I always got them on half price. $67 on Amazon, it is not worth. I don't even know if it's worth that like 20, 25. I guess if you saw it somewhere for really cheap and you just wanted an eyeshadow palette to do your work looks and that's it, and you could get it for like 10 bucks or under and you're okay with it, you know, just sort of doing the bare basics, nothing much. Yeah, get it. I don't think I'd be paying more than 10 bucks for it though. On the lipsticks, the, what is it? The Lasting Finish lipstick in Temptation. I'm doing this over 3 weeks. I did the first week this week. I think I'll just leave talking about it till the next 2 weeks to get a bit more use out of it so, you know, I can have a bit more to talk to. It behaved how I thought it would behave. I've used it a bit. The Revlon Colourburst Lip Butter in Pink Truffle. I found this did a weird thing where it often, like, it would swatch really well on, like, your hand, but when you applied it on your lips, it was sort of a bit wishy-washy. You can sort of almost see it on my hand, how it goes a bit wishy-washy. Sometimes you get nice pigmentation, other times you don't. It was a bit unreliable in that way on what color it would give my lips every time I applied it, and that was a bit not fun. The, what is this, Loreal Color RIche Eva's Nude. I actually liked this one more, which is a bit of a surprise because I thought I would like this one more because it's more my color, but it was wishy-washy. So sometimes it just looked almost like I put a gloss on my lips that was slightly pigmented and not a lipstick. And this is a lipstick. I want it to look like a lipstick. It's a color burst. I want it to have color. Well, this one did, like, it's consistent, you know, it's a bullet lipstick. It gives the payoff a bullet lipstick does. So I did like this one better than that. It's a nice nude lipstick. I think it feathered a little bit on some days. It was a particularly big day. But even then, it didn't actually feather that bad. So the L'Oreal, like, collective Color RIche Eva's Nude, they're solid, at least if this one's anything to go by. But that's it for this video. I'll do, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. And next week will be a different one.